You are tuned in to On Air with Chris Shanafelt. Welcome back on air as we continue our Player Spotlight series with the 2020 NFL Draft Class. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and I'm now joined by TJ Edwards, quarterback out of the University of Indianapolis by way of Southwest Baptist University. TJ, I appreciate you taking the time. How's everything going?
Everything's going great. I'm just enjoying this process, enjoying myself, but, excited to see what is next for me.
Yeah, TJ, over the past 4 years, you've been one of the top players in not only the Great Lakes Valley, but in all of Division II football. As I mentioned in the opening, you actually spent your first 3 seasons at Southwest Baptist University, where right away in 2015 you were the team's starting quarterback and quickly became one of the top quarterbacks in the country, passing for over 2,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, and running for nearly 500 yards and 8 more touchdowns. You're named the conference's Freshman of the Year. What allowed you to get off to such a hot start to your collegiate career?
Well, I want to give a big shout-out, to God, because without him, none of that would have been possible. But I want to give a shout-out to Coach Stayback. He came up there when he came to visit me at Lakeview Centennial High School my senior year. And, he was confident in me. He let me know that he was looking for a senior to come in and play as a freshman because they were graduating a senior quarterback that year that I was coming in. So he was trying to, start at from freshman and start to let them work their way up. So, I was excited about that opportunity. So that's kind of how I ended up at Southwest Baptist, knowing that I would play right away. And when going up there, I wanted to play with a chip on my shoulder. Coming from Texas, powerhouse state, with the sport of football, I wanted to show my style of play and, make an impact at a quick pace.
Well, and you did exactly that, and I'm not sure Coach would have found a better freshman or a freshman more ready to lead a team than yourself. You haven't looked back since. As a sophomore in 2016, TJ, you would lead SBU to a 10-2 season and led the Bearcats to their very first appearance in the Division II playoffs. You set a program record for most touchdowns in a season, 34 passing, 10 rushing touchdowns, a total of 44. You're named the Great Lakes Valley Conference Offensive Player of the Year, and you're also a nominee for the Harlan Hill Award, given to the top player in Division II football. Looking back, how special of a year was that for not only, the individual success that you had, TJ, but the team success as well, being able to bring the program to new heights and places where it's never been before?
Yeah, 2016, that was a fun year. Very exciting for the town of Bolivar. With the Bearcats not really being known as a good football team, going after my freshman season, we got our foot in the door. We got to see how it feels, to have fun. But that spring, we wanted to turn it up a notch, and they said that spring was one of the toughest springs that ever happened at SBU. So they pushed us, letting us know that we, I had an All-American running back, Bubba Jenkins, knowing that we both was coming back the following year. We just knew that we wanted to, shock the world. So we turned it up a little bit in the spring. And then fall, we knew we had a chip on our shoulder. The schedule was kind of tough. We had Charleston State week 2, and then we had Indianapolis that was ranked 15th in the nation week 3. So we knew the beginning of the season was going to be tough, so we wanted to come in fighting right away. And we knew if we got through the beginning of the season, we knew that, we'll have a shot at, maybe conference. So that's what we did. I always wanted to make sure I led my guys the right way. And, we got to enjoy that.
Yeah, and in that 2016 season, you mentioned running back Bubba Jenkins. I actually remember having him on the show back when he was going through this process as well. Certainly one of the top tandems, top duos in Division II football that season, and it proved all season long. Fast forward to the 2018 season, TJ, you actually didn't play. You went to Dallas County Community College for the academic year. Why did you decide to leave Southwest Baptist after 3 years, and when you took that year off of football, did you think that your playing days were over? What made you get back into it and make the move to Indianapolis to spend your final year of eligibility and finish your collegiate career at?
Yes, sir. Well, after the 2017 season, some things were going on personally and at home. So, I wanted to take some time off and go back home and, regroup, work with my family. And while I was at home, I wanted to make sure that I was still focused, working out, training. But also I wanted to make sure that I was in school and make sure I was still, heading towards my degree, because that's really one of the most important things about this process. So, I wanted to go home, still take classes, but also I was training. And during that process, I wanted to, explore out and see maybe if I could come back, if there's a bigger stage that I could play on. And I ended that little process that year of 2018 with 5 D2 offers that consisted of Charleston State, Ferris State, Arkansas Monticello, Arkansas Tech, and then University of Indianapolis. But University of Indianapolis was the first team, to respond back to me and let me know that they were interested in me. And I think the reason because of that is I played them for 3 years. So, the head coach now, who was the former defensive coordinator, Coach Chris Keevers, he game planned against me for 3 years. So he was the most familiar with me, and he knew my play style and what I could bring to the table. So we built a great relationship, and they let me know that they wanted me to come up there, but just jump on the board and follow their rules, and, everything will, follow out to play. Happened like this year, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, they certainly knew what they were getting at the quarterback position, being able to snag you, in the off season. And this past season at Indy, TJ, you passed for 2,400 yards, 23 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. If there's one thing about you, TJ, it's that you rarely turn over the football, and that's been the story on you since you've been playing at the college level, maybe even dating back to your high school days as well. You also ran for another 400 yards and 7 more touchdowns. And you know what? As the late, great Billy Mays would say, but wait, there's more. You also caught a pass for 58 yards and a touchdown. As they say, the more you can do, the better your chances are. But TJ, how were you able to come into Indy, win the starting job? I mean, I know you're a highly heralded, player. Before deciding to go to Indy, and you had these offers from other Division II schools, but how were you able to come in and win the starting job? I'm sure nothing was guaranteed to you, so you come in, you win the starting job, and you led the team to a 9-1 regular season record, an appearance in the D2 playoffs. Again, this is all after taking an entire season off, and yet you're still able to pick up right where you left off at.
Yes, sir. I want to give a big shout out to Chris Keevers. I want to thank him for the opportunity, just to come back and, have another opportunity to play a game I love. So I want to tell him thank you. But also, like you said, I came in. A lot of people don't know I didn't come in the first week of fall camp. I came in the second week of fall camp due to, some grades being transferred over, so that I'm being able to play and be eligible for the season. So I showed up the last week of fall camp, but while I was at home, I was already in the playbook. So I wanted to make sure that when I came up, I was focused and up to speed with everybody on the team. But I came in position battle with Bryce Stankums, who will be the University of Indianapolis quarterback next year. Position battle with him, came in. He pushed me every day. I worked my tail off. But, coming to a place where they known for winning, you have to match intensity. You have to compete at a high level every day because, everybody there is good. Great players. So, I came in, they helped push me to, levels that I never knew I could reach. And for that, I want to tell them thank you. They welcomed me in with welcome arms. I played them for 3 years, so I thought coming in, it would be a little hatred. But, they came in letting me know that they appreciate me coming and joining the team, and they're with helping them, try to make a shot at winning the national championship. So, they believed in me. So when I felt like I felt their trust, I just wanted to take it up to another level. And then, I wasn't named starter until the day before the game. So we played that Thursday. I wasn't notified till that Tuesday, and before we got on the bus to head out. And when he let me know that, it's kind of shocking because throughout the fall camp, we were both auctioning reps at 1 and 2 for the 1s and 2s. So, I didn't know, but the day before we left, he let me know that I was a starter, and very much excited. And I let him know that I wouldn't let him down. And ever since then, I just wanted to make sure I was a head man in charge. I wanted to make sure that I led by example and, show those guys, what I could bring to the table. And first game of the season, we played 23 ranked Ashland, and I knew that was just big, coming in first game of the season, big time opponent. So, I wanted to make my mark there, and it's crazy. I didn't have a good first half, but I threw for a total of 180 yards and 2 total touchdowns in the second half to help us, come out victorious, and great season. And I really appreciate those guys.
And that was, of course, to start the year, defeating Ashland. You guys went on to finish 9-1. Again, appeared in the Division II playoffs. And TJ, I have to ask you about it. Week 4, it was homecoming week, and your former school, your former team, the Southwest Baptist Bearcats, came to town. You guys put a beating on them, 49-6, and you accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. Where does that rank in terms of your all-time favorite games or your all-time highly anticipated games? I'm sure there's a lot there, a lot of emotion heading into that one.
Yeah, that was the big one. Big shout-out to Southwest Baptist. It just was a lot of animosity in that game. It was a couple of guys on the defense letting me know, giving me a couple words. But, that was just making the atmosphere, better. But that was our homecoming, so, we knew I knew and I knew my family would be at that game. So, I did want to put on the show, so I can't lie. That week, my preparation for that game was a little more intense than the other week. I can say because, I had to show that I knew a lot of people watching that. So, I want to come out and dominate from the jump in second play of the game. I hit Davion Bell on like a 58-yard pass. And then the following play, I took it in for a touchdown rushing. I wanted to do that personally just because I want to let them know that I was going to be here all game. But, it just was fun, great opportunity. I want to say shout out to them guys. I'm sorry you had to do it to them like that.
I love it. TJ, this past season at Indy, you became the Great Lakes Valley Conference's all-time leader in passing yards with 10,668 and passing touchdowns as well with 101. If I were to tell you coming out of high school that you would not only set program records but rewrite the conference's record books, would you have believed me? I mean, how special is it to you knowing that, what exactly you've accomplished over the years?
Again, I want to say a big shout out to God. I want to thank him for blessing me with these God-given abilities. Coming out, a lot of people didn't know that I was a passer. A lot of people thought I was a runner because I finished my senior year with actually 1,000 yards rushing. So, they thought I was a runner. But me, I've been a passer. My dad had me throwing since I was in the Little League. If you go check out his Twitter, you'll see old video clips of me throwing, on flag. And that's six years old. And then, all the way through 7. I'm in Indianapolis. So now passing, since I was a child. So I was a passer. So when I came to the collegiate level, it's something to, show and, make mark on it. So, not turning over the ball, that's something big for me because you can't be a lead passer. You're turning over the ball. So, do that. But as well, just leave my mark on the D2 level. I left high school with only 8 Division II offers. I only started my senior season on varsity. So, not getting a lot of exposure in high school. So, not having that much of an opportunity. I wanted to make sure that I got an opportunity on the collegiate level. I wanted to make the best of it, and I feel like I kind of did. So I wanted to get Harlan here, something I did personally per goal at the national championship. That was something I had big. You guys will follow me on Twitter, but I had that pinned to my tweet on my Twitter that I wanted to win a national championship. And, I didn't get it, but just fun experience. I want to let the guys know the future athletes coming up that the Division II level is something that can be taken serious. If you getting D2 notice, don't be afraid to take that shot. But yeah, I just want to say great run, and I hope everything that I did in my collegiate career, I can get a shot at the next level.
Again, we're chatting with 2020 NFL Draft prospect, quarterback out of the University of Indianapolis by way of Southwest Baptist University. He's TJ Edwards. And TJ, when did it hit you that you were going to go full out and pursue a professional football career? I'm sure it's always been the dream, but when did you realize that you had a legit shot at doing this?
Well, coming from Texas, football's big. So when football was put in my hand, as a baby, I started playing football at 3 years old. In Texas, you could start at 5, so my dad started me a little earlier than usual. So, football always has been on my mind since a child. But knowing that I could play, maybe at the pro level was when I was aired on ESPN at the age of 7, turning 8. Getting a little exposure and having people on that type of status, highly for me, was kind of a little motivation. So after that, my dad let me know, it's time to take it up a little bit, and we did so. But it was around that age, 7 or 8, when I was on ESPN, when I felt like, I wanted to, take this serious.
And if there's one position in sports that people look at for leadership qualities, TJ, it's the quarterback position. What kind of leader would you say that you are?
I'm going to put my team before me, God first. Since I played my first snap playing collegiate ball, I never missed a game. That's got full season, so injuries occur. I don't allow those types of things to happen. And living me from, being out there with my guys. So, duration, that's something I'll give my team, letting them know that I'm the guy they can count on, every Saturday. That was something big for me. But, putting my guys first and making sure, I lead by example. Being the first, the guy at the building, and the last one to leave, doing a little extra work. Staying after, in the film room, seeing my opponents. I'm making sure that, Saturday they're able to count on me. And I'm able to provide that type of service on Sundays.
As you know, the GLVC has produced some really good talent over the years. Leaving teammates out of it, TJ, who would you say is the best player that you've played against over the years? Is there a certain player or two that comes to mind?
I played against a lot of guys my freshman year. Actually, first game of the season, I played at Judon from Grand Valley State. I actually had 6 total, expecting 3 against me and 3 against another quarterback with the first half, and I played the second half. That 6 total sacks that was his senior year, so he was trying to get to the league. So just the type of intensity and how he was playing, that was enjoyable to see. But playing against, that'll probably be the guy that I say that was the most exciting playing against. But playing with me, I've had a lot of guys playing with me. The running back here, Al McKelly, he's a great athlete. He comes out next year, big-time All-American. He's big-time. But at the receiver position, I'll say Kendrick Payne at Southwest Baptist. Big-time receiver, gave me 1,000 yards my sophomore year when we had the big run to the playoffs, I say he's off that I really enjoy playing with.
Absolutely. Some great names brought up there. I've actually had Al on the show in the past as well. I believe it was after his sophomore season. So certainly a player that's on my radar, Al McKellar, running back UIndy. And then Matt Judon, I mean, you mentioned you played him his senior year before he came out, and now here he is with the Baltimore Ravens, one of the better pass rushers in the league. And that senior season of his at Grand Valley was something very special. Now coming from the Division II level, TJ, you're going to be questioned more than some of the other quarterbacks out there. The fact that you're a stellar athlete will have people wonder if you can play other positions, wide receiver, running back. I'm sure you're familiar with the stereotypes that are unfortunately out there. Does it add a chip on your shoulder coming from the Division II ranks and answering those questions? Does it make you want it even more? Does it make you want to work harder and succeed at quarterback even more after having the questions of possibly switching positions or lack of competition? They'll say, hearing those type of things, does it make you want to work harder and succeed more at quarterback?
Most definitely. Since coming out of high school, again, like I said, a lot of guys didn't know what I play. So, I wanted to come in and show how elite of a passer I was. And I feel like that's what I've done. The yards I up, and then, like I said, the amount of turnovers I put up. I'm an elite passer. I can make any throw on the run, in the backfield, drop back. And if you want to put me under the center, I could do that as well. But I'm for sure quarterback. So probably trying to search out other positions. That's something that's not for me. So any team who's looking at me for the position of quarterback, I'll make sure I won't make them wrong. I promise that.
Have you had any interactions with any teams up to this point, TJ? Any idea how scouts are viewing you for the next level?
Yes, sir. At Southwest Baptist, the process there was speedy. With me being there for a little period of time, I had Seahawks, Falcons, a few teams, the Kansas City Chiefs come through. And here at UIndy, I had a lot throughout the season, after the season, and the CG Bowl. In the spur of my stats. Some teams have been talking to me, but more so CFLs. But hopefully after the pro, I'll get more NFL scouts looking my way.
Absolutely, he's 2020 NFL draft prospect, quarterback out of University of Indianapolis, TJ Edwards. And just a couple more questions for you, TJ, and then I'll let you go. Really do appreciate your time. You have what's probably the biggest job interview of your life coming up, TJ, and that's the Pro Day. I know you've been training back at Indy. You actually have a pretty cool YouTube series going on as you kind of document day by day what your Pro Day training schedule is looking like. Can you just take us into a little bit more what that schedule consists of and, when and where your Pro Day will be taking place at?
Yes, sir. Well, right now I'm training at our facility at University of Indianapolis with our strength and conditioning team here. And, like you said, with the videos I'm posting on YouTube, I tweeted if guys will be interested, just in what I'm doing on a daily basis. And let me know where. I'm trying to put up videos what I do every day. So each video is what I do daily, and I go twice a day. So I want to, lift and, get a little speed training in twice a day. That's what I'm doing, training. But Pro Day-wise, I have one in Pennsylvania, and then I have a few that I'm trying to get in Texas. Two, there's just one that I'm trying to get in. So Pennsylvania is the one that's for sure right now, which is in April. And then after that, other than that, like I said, I have a few in Texas, and then Indiana State. Talking to the Indiana State guy, they need someone to throw to the tight end. So hopefully I get that one as well.
Absolutely. Last I've seen was of your current listing, 6 feet, 204 pounds. Is that about where you're at right now?
Yes, sir. 207 whenever I'm eating, but I wake up in the morning. I haven't eaten a meal. Yes, sir. 205.
Awesome. Final question for you, and then we'll let you go. Let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're tuned into this very interview. Why should they want the quarterback TJ Edwards out of the University of Indianapolis by way of Southwest Baptist University, a part of their team.
I want to let them know they're going to get an outstanding guy. Put his team presentation first before him. Who knows that, people are watching, so he's doing the right thing. But also is going to, show production on the field. He's going to lead by example. Again, like I said, I played every game in my collegiate career, so he's going to put his life on the line for his team, and do it the right way. But also, I'm going to add a little spice to the offense, and add his game, and try to help his team win.
Well said, well said. TJ, I really appreciate you taking the time this afternoon. Congratulations on all the success dating back to your days at Southwest Baptist University and, of course, finishing up at the University of Indianapolis. Certainly keeping an eye on, how these next couple of months fare out for you. Certainly wishing you the best at your pro day. And, again, really appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.